Alright, here we go. I'm going to try this again. I keep having problems with my light and camera and everything else, but hey, I'm new to this. So, I got my 4 bullets right here, right? Like I said, I got a lot of them, and I could do a bunch, but it takes a while. It's the same thing over and over again. So I'm just going to do 4, and you'll get the idea, right? Got my primers. Boom, I'm using these. Number 300 large pistol primers. I took 4 out. They're just sitting on the table right here. These little tiny things, right? They're the primers. So, and I got my clean brass. You need clean brass, right? I've already put this through my wet tumbler. Alright, it's got the old primer still in them. Alright, we're going to take them out right now. Let me get 4 of these. Take 4 out. That's all I'm doing. 2, 3, 4. Put that to the side, alright? So, alright, you take your first one. Just kind of zoom you in here a little bit. Zoom. Hope this camera's good. I like it. I think it works good. Alright, anyway. So, here's your shell holder. Alright, this is my shell holder. Where is it? Where's the darn camera? Right there. This one is for 45. Right? That's it. It goes in here. Take your brass, put it in there, right? It's in there. Run it up in here. Pushes the old primer out. There's a pin that goes in and pushes the old primer out. And it also resizes the case. So if the case is a little bit bent or something, you know what? It just resizes it back to its original, you know, size it's supposed to be for the 45. I take my primer, stick it. Let's see, can you see that? Take my primer, I just stick it in there. That little thing right there it holds the primer. And when I push down, it goes in. Give it a little push, and it seats it. So now I got a brand new primer in there. Boom. The old primer's out. New primer's in. Alright, you want to make sure they're flush. You see how it's flush? It's not sticking out, it's not too far in. Alright, it's just about flush. You can feel it with your finger. Alright, feel it with your thumb. You'll know. Okay, that feels good. Alright, so that part's done. Alright. Now with mine, my loading press here, I just turn it by hand. I mean, there's a way you can do it where every time you move the arm, it turns by itself, but it gives me issues, so I just do it by hand. Boop. So now I just turn it. Alright, now it's time to flare the case, which I mean flare is like, you know, say it's like that. When you flare it open, it opens it up a little bit, so now the bullet will sit in there a little bit easier, right? So we're going to flare it, but at the same time we're also going to drop some powder in it. So what I usually do is I take like a pencil or something, whatever I have here, and I give my little hopper thing here full of powder, a little tap as I'm doing this. It helps settle things down. You know, it works, keeps things more consistent, because this thing isn't the most consistent thing, but you know, this thing helps. So I'll just give it a few taps, bring it up. Boom. Now I should have some powder in there, and I do. Alright, I'm looking in there. There's powder in there. It looks good, but you want to check. You want to check with your zoom out here so you can see me. So you want to check your charge on your scale. Alright, so take this, dump it in there. I'll put it on there. What's it say? 5.5. Alright. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it says 5.5. That's a little more than I want. Because I want to stick around like, what did I say? Let me double check here. I think I want to do like a 5.3. Yeah, on the medium it's 5.3. The max is 5.8. Now it's saying 5.6. You know, it jumps around a little bit. And it just turned on a little bit ago, so I might need to warm up. So let me throw another one and make sure I'm in there. Alright, I'm going to tap it a little bit. Bring it up. There, I got my powder. Let's check this one. Put it on my scale. 5.3. I like it. Now it's saying 5.4. Now it's 5.3. So it's right there, right? 5.3, 5.4. I'll take it. Right? So I got these little funnels here. They go right inside your case, right over your case. Take the powder, drop that sucker in there. Alright? Put that back on the scale. It's zeroed out, so I know it's good. I can even zero it out again. Boom. Alright, we'll let it sit. Alright? So now I got this. This is filled with powder. Alright? I'm going to put it to the side. What I do is put it in my loading tray. I got a loading tray here. I put it in there. Next one. Ready? Turn it back to the decapping die where it takes the primer out. Ready? Lift it up, pop the old one out, put my new primer in, boom, turn it, give it a tap. Nice, now we got powder, man. Alright, and you know, like I said, check the charges, you know, check them every now and then. Once you get a couple that are really on there, then I might check them like every 10 or 15, you know. 5.3, I like it. Alright. Dump it in there. We got two powdered up, ready to go. Alright. I'll do these next two. And then we'll go to the next step where you put a bullet in and you seat it. So, take the brass, go back to the other die, original first one. Okay, ready? Bring it up. New primer, ready? New primer's in there. Turn it. Give it a tap. Some powders work better than others, some you don't have to tap at all. This one I realized that, you know what, a little tap helps get it more consistent, right? You don't always have to do it, but I think it helps. 5.3, 5.2, yep, 5.3, it's jumping around, so I'm going to keep right on there. 5.3, that's good. So that's 3, that's, right? 3 in there, right around 5.3. I like that. Alright, next one, move it back. Alright, bring it up. The old primer got popped out. Bring it back down, new primer in. That easy, right? It's in there, it looks good. Bring it over, give it a tap. Boom. And I'm going to check it again, you know what I mean? It only takes a second, man. It's being safe, right? Big thing is about being safe here. 5.3. Man, that's good. Alright. And that's the unique powder I'm using here. 5.3 grains of unique. Alright. Get this out of my way. I got a bunch of these little dishes, right? I got different ones. I got little ones. Medium. And they get bigger. I'll tell you what. They come in handy. Right? Putting bullets in and cases in and, you know, making things organized. I recommend it. It works good. Anything to make it better or more organized. Alright, so we got them. Now, our 230 grain lead round nose, which we looked in our manual here. Reloading manual number 14, the Speer one. And it's saying, oh, what is it saying? It's saying a lot of stuff, you know. It's saying that with this bullet and this amount of powder from Unique, it's saying it's good. You know, it's good. It's safe. That's what I mean. It's safe. I'm doing it. I'm starting at the low end, and I could have worked my way up, but I'm not. I'm going to keep it safe and keep it, you know, right at the low end. That's all I need. It's only shooting paper. So anyway, I know I ramble on a lot. Sorry, but I got a lot going through my head at all times. So go to the next die. The next die, this one here, is going to seat our bullet. All right. And you can double check, man. You should double check. Look in them all. Make sure they all look the same. If anything looks off, man, take it off and measure it again. Make sure. When I'm looking in there, this powder all looks the same. I did measure them, so I know I'm good. Someone's blowing up my phone. Whatever. Anyway, so now, put this bullet on. Get it straight. And it sits in there good because I flared it. Remember I was telling you how I flared it open just a little bit. Just enough to get that bullet in there. So now, bring it up, boom, bring it back down. That should be where I want it, right? It pushed it in there, and there's this knob up here. Now, when you first start, you undo this knob all the way so it's up. Alright, you put the bullet up in there, you push it up in there, and you spin this thing down until until it hits it, and you keep moving it down a little more, push it down a little bit more. Eventually, you get the overall length that you want. Maybe I should show you that, and I will. Let me just check this one first. Alright. 1.273, right? The manual calls for 1.27. Alright. Well, I got 1.273. So, I mean, that's close, man. That's right there. And if I really wanted to be finicky, that tiny little bit's not going to make a difference. I could give this thing a little tiny hair turn. Boom. Let's do it. Alright, I just did. Give it a little tiny hair turn. Put it back in. Check it. So now, since I gave that little tiny turn, it pushes in a little bit further now. So now I should probably be right on the dot or something, 1.271, right? So, and if I really wanted to get rid of that 1,000ths of an inch, I could, just by getting a little tiny thing like that. There you go. Let's see. I mean, I barely touched it. Barely feel like I turned it, but I know I did. Check it again. Yeah, we're right on there. 1.270. I mean, that's exactly what you want. So, alright, well, we're there. And now you kind of know what I'm talking about, how you just adjust this a little bit each time. As you get closer and closer, it's even tinier little adjustments. At first you might have, half a turn or a quarter turn, but after you get closer, it's tiny, tiny adjustments, alright? So that thing's in there. Alright, we're good with that one, but the thing is, I put a crimp on mine, alright? What the crimp does is it just helps hold the bullet in there better. So when you rack the slide and the bullet goes flying into the barrel, it gets seated in there, and it goes up the feed ramp and gets seated in the barrel. Well, I mean, all that force can push your bullet back into your case a little bit, which could raise your pressures, if it went in far enough, right? But so this is kind of this kind of helps it feed more reliably, helps your bullet from being set back. Right? If anybody disagrees with me or thinks I'm wrong, or maybe I am wrong with certain things I say, let me know, because I'm trying to learn too. I've been doing this for a little while, and I always learn new stuff from people, and I like it, man. It's nice to learn new things and make sure I'm doing things safely and make sure I'm giving the right information out, right? So, bam, I just seeded it. So, what we do is go to the next die, and this one is going to be the crimping die, like I was talking about. This is where it's going to crimp it a little bit. I mean. Alright, so bring it down. There we go, man. This one is ready to shoot, alright? The primer's not sticking up at all. It's nice and flush. It's not too far in there, nothing like that. It's good. And the thing is, I could take the barrel of my 45 if I had it out here. It's inside, but I could have had it out here, and I could just drop it in there to make sure it fits properly, and all that. I could even cycle it through, pull the slide back and cycle around and make sure it feeds properly. I could do that. If you want to really, really be sure. I can even measure it before and then after I cycle it to see if it does get pushed in there any. And if it does, I might want to tighten my crimp up, right? But I've done these before, this load before, and it works pretty darn good. And I've actually done all that stuff, and it doesn't set back in there far. It's a nice crimp I have on here. So anyway, I have this gauge here. It's for handgun bullets, a couple different kinds. And you drop it in there, ready? Drop it in where it says 45 ACP. Alright, you drop it in there. And as long as it goes in nice and smooth, it doesn't get stuck or nothing, and it pops out like it just did right there. This is just something I keep on here to keep dust off it, but out of the holes. But so you drop that thing in there, and you can't see, can you? Dropped it in, no problem, nice and smooth. And it fell out nice and smooth. You know what, this thing, it should work fine. Right? I know it will. Like I said, I've loaded these up before. I went and shot them and tested them. I load a few at a time, tested them, and as long as they work good, then I come back and load a whole bunch, right? You don't want to waste your time loading 3, 4, 500 and realize they suck. Waste of time. There, one loaded round. Now these other ones are going to go quicker since you kind of seen the process, right? They already got powder. So we skip that. We can go right to the bullet seating. Ready? ramble too much, huh? Put that bullet on there. Bring it up. Bam, it's seated. Bring it over here. Bam, it's crimped. Maybe I say bam too much too. Yeah, whatever. Put that bullet in there. That one's done. Next one. Alright, there it is. There's no rush really. Alright, nice and straight on there. Bring it up. Seated it, pushed it in. I know it's the right depth because I've checked it. You only got to do that once. You know, after that, I mean, once it's set, it's set. Turn my dies. Do it again. I just crimped it. Now we're gonna go back to that one. Right. I put them upside down. I put them upside down when I'm done. I know that way. I know they're done. Right. And this guy here still needs to be done. Sometimes I have two different trays and I transfer them over. You know, there's different ways of doing it. Whatever you think is safest, you know, whatever you're comfortable with. Okay? So this next one, put it in there. Put the bullet on there. Bring it up. It's seated. Bring it over. Now it's crimped and ready to go. Ready to put in my 45 and shoot down range and probably miss. Nah, hopefully not. Anyway, so that was 4, and I explained slowly and talked and rambled and all that stuff, man. Now, you can do it quicker. You can go quicker, but really you don't want to go too quick or you make mistakes. And I've made mistakes, and everybody makes mistakes. And even the professionals who've done this for like 40 years, they're going to make mistakes still. It happens. But you don't want to do it, you know, often, and you don't want to do it at all, really. But, you know, the most important thing is, like I'd say, when you're putting the powder in, right? When you're dropping that powder charge in the case, you gotta be paying attention. The other stuff, you know, you can maybe have a little bit of radio on or something, or a little bit of a distraction, something to, or whatever. But when you're doing the powder, yeah, you want to make sure you're paying attention. So anyway, that was probably a lot longer than it needed to be to show you how to make 4 rounds, but hopefully it helped. I know my video footage isn't that great. I'm not good at it yet, zooming in and all that, but hopefully I'll get better with it, and give me any tips and ideas, what I can do to improve. And that's it, guys. Take care.